What's up YouTube, it's Clormo with another Logic Pro X tutorial, and I'm gonna keep my Alchemy Advanced mini-series. Today I'm gonna be talking about the Alchemy source filters, which is still embedded into the source subpage control. So we're gonna be seeing a little bit from what we were seeing in the last video interface wise. We're still in that source subpage control interface. I'm just going to be talking about the filters that are in there, which are independent from the main filters. This should be a very quick video because of that. But again, as I've said in the previous videos, just to make sure that I keep them in shorter, more digestible videos. So if you need to go back and just check a specific topic, then you can do so without sitting through a longer video. Before I start, I just wanted to note that the Amazon gift card giveaway is gonna be off the charts, right? It's gonna be, and that off the charts doesn't mean it's gonna be great and making a lot of things. It's just that I'm gonna eliminate it for the time being, probably for the rest of the year. I did it to try to garner more of an audience with people. Some people ask me stuff, some people spam comments, not even do it properly, and it's not really working for what I wanted it to do. So just keep relying on what I know, and fortunately improving in the quality of my tutorials so I can garner more of an audience and then offer it again to a bigger audience. Right now it's not really doing what that's supposed to do, which is garner more people and promote interaction in a little community or whatever. But anyway, with that being said, I'm just gonna go right into Logic Pro. We're still in this advanced view, and we have our source subpage controls open. I'm gonna concentrate on A. I'm still carrying that meeting information that I've been carrying in the other videos. I changed the preset as I have said, and I'm gonna just play that for you. Subtle change from the last preset that I was using. Nothing that groundbreaking, but again, showing how little changes just by using the presets of Alchemy will give you very different results with the same type of notes that you have been playing, which gives you endless possibilities. So what are the filters? What we're going to be talking today is just embedded in this area. I'm not gonna deviate, or will try my best not to deviate from it. As you know, the components for your sources are only advanced view. We saw that already. You have the global control, source subpage controls, and there's a difference here. When you're in global, you have your main filters, which are these two. We're gonna talk about that later on when we get to this part. We're still concentrated mostly on the sources, so what we're gonna be talking is this filters down here. What you can do with the sources, as I've explained before, you can use them into any of the sources and they can be used independently. So there are three different filter or source filter modules that you can configure either in series or in parallel, and that will give you different results. Obviously, the way that the filters are processed when you're dealing with the source filters is that you're going to be filtering each of the sources, each of the four, A, B, C, and D, independently. And for example, if you have an in series, what you're going to be doing is taking that signal, filtering. Let's say you have the three filters are on, and you're going to filter the signal through the first filter first, go to the second, to the third, and then you're going to go to the main filters and to your master output. If you have it in parallel, you're going to take that signal, split it in three among the three filters if you have them on, and then that result is going to go into the main filter and main output of the whole Alchemy instrument. So just a little tip there that I wanted to tell you about so that you understand what you're dealing with. Now going to the different options that we have for the filters. is the first thing. You have this 1, 2, 3 buttons, and each one it's gonna let you choose a different filter that's gonna apply to that source that you're dealing with. I'm not gonna go and do that for A, B, C, and D, but you can see that you have the same option. And actually, if I choose D, I choose C, I have the same filter for 1, but for B, look at that number 1 filter, it's a different thing. And so it's different for A. From A to B, I also changed the filter that I have active, but similar to C and D, as you already saw. So I'm just going to concentrate on A. And you have these 3 buttons, and that's just going to let you select the filter that you're going to be working with. So right now I have 1. If I go to 2, you see that you're noticing that on button changed. I still have the same filter, but I can change and choose whichever I want from there. Then you have, you guessed it, your on and off buttons. If the button is on, then the filter is active. If it's off, it is not. Let's see what effect that has on the preset that I have loaded. Let's turn off that source filter. Actually, I'm gonna start playing it with it on and then turn it off and see what the result is. And it's a different result. Makes it a little bit warmer. So that's just one example, just taking one little filter in one of the sources and making quite noticeable changes to the output signal that we're having. Again, stressing out how powerful and how Alchemy promotes that creativity and that inventive and sound designing spirit, if you call it that. And then, so moving on from having it on or off, you have your filter pop-up, and this is just a menu that will let you select, you guessed it, the filter that you want. And you see you have all of these filters to choose from. I'm gonna be talking later on, we're gonna be seeing what all of these kind of mean and what they do, because they are, as you notice, they're all abbreviated. The names don't have a very descriptive name or title that will let you recognize them just by seeing them. Then you have these previous and next buttons that lets you go one by one. Then when we move back here, you have your series or parallel, and that's pretty self-explanatory. It's just gonna let you set the filter routing configuration as I was explaining at the beginning of the video. Let's see if that does any change right now. It should. Let's play that again. It's not extremely noticeable, but there was a point at the end of the second, at the end of the first bar, that gives you like a little echo type of signal. And that's because I just pressed the parallel. I don't know if you caught it, but if you didn't, that's what you should be looking for. Moving on, we have this cutoff button. All that does is just works as a normal cutoff that we have seen in the other scenes. It's just going to set up that cutoff frequency for the filter that you're dealing with, and that obviously it's set in hertz. And you saw that as soon as I pressed the cutoff button, this window down here was showing me graphically what that meant or what I was doing. Then to the right you have your resonance knob, and that's again same thing. To see how things here in the modulation section get activated as I start dealing with my cutoff and resonance, similar to your other synths or any other synth in general that's included with Logic. It's just that it hides what you don't need and brings it up when you are actually working with it. And that's a neat thing that the Alchemy interface has when you see it for the first time, that advanced, you see every button, every knob there, and you start wondering, what do these things do, or why are there so many at the same time? Actually, it will depend what you're working on at that point. So do not feel intimidated by just looking at all the knobs and parameters the first time you see them, as I have said before. Then when we move on, we have a drive or an overdrive knob and filter, and that it's right now it's not active because of the source filter that I have selected. I should have, let's see if I come here, there you go. If I choose one that's a high pass type of filter, then the drive turns on, and let's see what that did. I just want to show you real quick. If I go very exaggerated, I have a different result. I'm still not clipping though, so actually I made a nice use of the overdrive there. Then moving to the right, we kind of recognize this already, this send knob. This just will set the level of the source output, pulse source filters if you're using them, and then it's gonna send it to the destination that you specify here. And we have talked this more than once, so I'm not gonna explain it again, but remember, it's your 1 and 2 filters, or filter 1 effects 1 for the different sources that we have, A, B, C, and D. And with that, really, I am done talking about the filter or the source filters. Keep in mind that it's very comparable to what we have done in any other synth before. It's just that it's going to act independently for the different sources, and you have 3 individual ones that you can use into each of them. So if you can do the math, you can have up to 12 there, and that's setting them, routing them in series or parallel, which will give you different results. So even with one preset or one set of options that you have chosen, you can then change it all around by going parallel mode and changing your cutoff and resonance parameters, and even where you send it, and that's going to give you something completely different to what you had. And again, that's all before you get to the main filters here in the global settings, which we'll be seeing later. So with that, I'm just going to cut the tutorial here so it's shorter, better to digest and all that. And in the next video, I'm going to be talking about a few tips for using these source filters that we already saw in this video. And now we're going to start bringing everything together that relates to sources. Hopefully you will get a better understanding of how to manipulate the sources in Alchemy, which is one of the biggest areas, or one of the main attractions, if you want to call it like that, from Alchemy, that will give you most of your sound definition right there. And then the other stuff is just applying effects and how to route different things and from the sources to the different other options that we have available. With that, thanks for, as usual, for following, for sharing, for liking in social media, everywhere, my writing, the tutorials, my music, etc., etc. Again, if you like this video, please press like. If you know somebody that might be interested in this, that doesn't know about it, subscribe to my channel and share this video, share my channel, share everything I do, so that others can discover what I'm doing and take advantage of the knowledge that I'm trying to pass with these videos. See you in the next video. Peace out, YouTube.